And Old holiday special, Thanksgiving morning. I'm Ryan. That's Vince. No inside info, no coffee, no problem. How are you this morning, sir, on this
Morning.
Thanksgiving morning?
Yeah, good morning. Everybody gets to hear my morning voice. This is my low DJ early morning voice. Well, it's like 3 in the morning right now, right?
This is Vince when we used to get to work together, and I'm ready to go, and Vince is like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Rolling in, looking over and seeing who's there, but it's still dark outside, and
Yeah,
the one is there is Ryan.
yeah,
Um, no, it's good. This has been a good fun week for me, and well, that's what we're going to talk about today, Ryan. We're going to talk about some good things, man,
yeah.
because of all the things that you can look at and say, things aren't going so well, whether it's with the game with the team or whatever. There's a lot going on that's really good, man. And you have to separate. You have to be able to separate some of your passion from kind of like the real world. So
Now, I do want to let the audience know if you're watching this video right now, if you're watching it at 7 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning, it is live. We are live.
yeah, we are live right now. If you're watching right now, there is someone watching on X right now.
But
Uh,
if you are watching this at our normally scheduled 7 p.m. later on, it was recorded at 7 a.m. So I just want to put that out there.
yeah. By the way, that was a surprise to me because Ryan was doing a little countdown like 3 minutes ago and was like,
Mm.
"Hey, you ready to go live?" So we can go live whenever we want, man, because we're just recording. He goes, "No, we're actually going to go live." I'm like, "All right, well, that's fine. Let me put the makeup on." But the other thing, Ryan, just so everybody knows too, don't be confused. Ryan and I are in a legal battle with the copyright issues on the audio. So for a little bit now, until we get it figured out, you're not going to hear the typical countdown music, which usually gets everybody kind of pumped up, right?
And I did research the issue a little bit, Vince. So what's happening with a lot of podcasts, not just us, is all these shows do find royalty-free music like we did. But what's happening is uh, these probably bot networks are looking for videos on YouTube that use non-licensed music. Then they are taking it and they are putting words to it, or adding a little flair to it, and then they're uploading it to these music services that it's their song.
Somebody found a way to make a little
Mm.
bit of money and is exploiting it. In the meantime, Ryan and I will be sans countdown music for a little bit.
I think in the long run, we will eventually get
Yeah.
original music just for our show. Hey, if you guys are watching this and you know anyone who does kind of like maybe some mixing or can do some original, just audio only, no words or anything like that, reach out to us at garnetold@gmail.com, and maybe we can see what you got.
Well, we better put some words to it, unless somebody else puts some words to it and then puts it up on a music service, and we get dinged again.
Yeah.
So, maybe we'll write some lyrics for it as well.
Now, to point out the obvious on my end, Vince, your end has been done for a while, but I am 50% done with my what is now my podcasting setup. So you notice the lights, the canvas behind me. Now I'm not going to leave it as a white canvas directly between the lights. It's just I haven't gotten around to completing it. But no more blink room like with a bed in the background or curtains or anything like that.
A
So we're
little
getting there.
a little empty plate of nachos back on the counter behind you.
My
So,
lighting though here in this
oh,
office.
yeah, these lights, by the way, if you want to know more about them, we'll put them in the show notes. But they're pretty easy to get, and they're awesome, and they're cheap. Um, but live from the Captain Black Studios North, and Ryan is live from the Captain Black Studios.
Central. We'll call it Central.
We'll call it Central. Live right now.
Now,
Live right.
Vince, tell the people what you plan on doing today. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So normally we have, the Thanksgiving holiday tradition where we go to my in-laws, and there's usually, 20 to 40 people at a time. Big long table. Everybody brings something. That kind of deal. The typical thing everybody does. Well, this year we're doing something a little different. Decided we want to not do all the prep work and do all the cleanup work. So we're going and having Thanksgiving dinner at the steakhouse at the Contemporary
Mm.
at Disney, and then after that we are going to go around to all the resorts and look at the decorations and the lights.
which is cool at Disney. They do it up big in all the resorts, especially the deluxe resort, and including the. My favorite is always the Grand Floridian.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
incredible. Now, Vince, remind me, at that steakhouse at the Contemporary, because I haven't been to the steakhouse. I've stayed at the Contemporary. Isn't it a pretty fancy dress code? Yeah.
Nah, I don't know if it is or not, but I will not be adhering to whatever dress code it is. We're all going to be wearing, stuff to traipse around in after.
Okay.
Um, but
Maybe it's the. No, maybe I'm thinking it's the Grand Floridian. I think that does like the
could
suit
be,
and tie.
could be, but
Yeah.
that's the deal today. We're not going to the parks themselves.
Yeah.
We're really going to, just you know go from hotel to hotel and check it all out, and then we'll be back here in the friendly confines of North Florida later today. So that's what we're doing today. Ryan, what are you doing today?
I'm working. I am the on shift volunteer kind of manager for the IT company I work for, which, listen, happy to do. And to be honest with you, on these kind of days, for those of you who do maybe work in IT, usually not that much going on. You'll have a few people in the morning time, usually that try to log in remote from their in law's house and can't get in. But other than that, it's usually a pretty slow day. So it's
And you,
kind of make yourself available type
right,
work. Yeah.
but if they do call in, you remind them, hey, it's a holiday, right?
Yeah.
Spend time with
Exactly.
your family, and we'll try to get you going here. But the
Most
turkey's waiting.
most people are pretty understanding too. When they do call in, they'll be like, "Hey, I didn't know if you guys were open. Or, is it okay?" They'll kind of do the whole like, "Sorry to call, but I need help."
Sure.
No big deal though. So me and the wife are just doing a Thanksgiving by herself, mainly because um, my father has a new girlfriend, and it's he's going to their house, so it's like meet the family kind of thing. So
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's
yeah, good for
serious.
him.
That's like
And
a Hallmark movie.
yeah, he's you know how white bread I am, Vince,
Hmm.
and she's Puerto Rican, and so he's headed into the Puerto Rican family Thanksgiving, and
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
But you are white bread for sure. You're wonder.
Mhm.
Um, so good for you, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I told him I was like, "Hey, enjoy. I'm sure the food will be insane because I
Yeah.
love Puerto
Hey,
Rican."
that would be that in and of itself would be part of the draw.
But we're doing a Costco. Costco does a giant tray every year that has a ready to go small, like pre-filleted turkey on with green bean casserole, mashed potatoes,
Wow.
cranberry sauce, and then Kristen is making the sweet potato, uh,
Casserole thing.
and then a pecan and pumpkin pie from scratch.
Oh man.
So it's gonna be a good, good Thanksgiving. Just hanging out, low key. Which means our house is like 90% put together finally, and so it's kind of like, like we don't have to unpack boxes today, which is a nice feeling.
Another thing to be highly thankful for, Ryan,
Hmm.
that you're getting settled. Um, that's kind of the theme of the show today. Believe it
Yeah,
or not, everybody, it's a really, Ryan and I racked our brains on what this show would be about, and we came with this really unique idea of talking some positivity into our lives.
yeah. Yeah, and for Florida State, I do. We're going to get to some other things, but let's start with the game this weekend. There is a game this weekend.
There
Games will
is.
be played then, and thank God that this year it's still in the traditional Saturday, which next year will be on Friday again, which drives me insane. It makes no sense.
Oh,
Uh,
I didn't realize they'd already picked a date for the game for next year.
yeah, it's Black Friday again next year, which is dumb. It's the
Yeah,
dumbest thing
by
in the
the
world.
way, Black Friday just ain't what it used to be, my friend.
Yeah, because everyone can get you can get all the deals online.
Yeah, I know, and that's fine, and
I
that's
miss it though.
I just miss the not that I always went out and did anything, but I just miss the chaos of it. It was fun, and people got excited about it, and you got the leaked Black Friday ads, and
Oh,
this
you would sit around Thanksgiving with the newspaper, and
right.
yeah.
That's the kind of thing that's like, well, why is that really a tradition? I don't know if it's really a tradition, but it's something that I kind of mourn the loss of a little bit. So
But let's get into the game this weekend. Then we'll get into some things we're thankful about the Florida State program as a whole. Um, this game is going to be interesting. So Florida's had a weird season. I think it's a good way to say it. Started out where it looked like it was torpedoing into the ground. Everyone wanted Billy Napier gone,
Hmm.
right? Then DJ Lagway comes in and starts winning some games. He gets hurt. They lose badly. Does my camera keep going out?
Yes. Not sure why. Keep going.
Um, they lose, the quarterback. They lose pretty badly the very next week. But now they've had a resurgence again, and they started winning some games inexplicably, including beating Old Miss. So they're coming into this game with a little bit of juice. Like if this was Florida State this year, right? And let's say we had the same start we had, but then we had the same sort of mini resurgence. Right now, we'd be like, all right, let's go. This is going to be a game. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. I mean, my neighbor across the street is a Gator fan, his family, and we had a discussion the other day about just how ecstatic he is on the climb that they're on. And you don't ever want to see anyone ever get hurt. I mean, it's not what you're hoping for or anything like that. But really, the fact that who's the other quarterback? Graham Mertz.
Yeah, Graham Mertz. Yeah,
The fact that Graham Mertz, got a little hobbled early in the season actually put them on a higher trajectory this year because it got Lagway way more snaps than he probably would have gotten.
yep.
And now, I mean, look at what's going on there. I would have never thought that they would be 7-5,
With that
and
schedule, even in a best case
yeah,
scenario, yeah,
with the type of roster that they have. But they're doing circles around us right now, and
hmm
but yeah, so like 7-5 would have been a dream season for them, and they're having it.
yeah, they're having it. There's a lot of Florida fans that still don't like Billy Napier, but I think that's more just people made up their mind uh, that he's not the one. But I could tell you this: I would kill to have DJ Lagway as our quarterback right now.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah,
It seems like they're killing to have all our recruits, but we're not going to talk about that today. Ryan, we got a couple of people watching live, believe it or not.
yeah, absolutely. Brett Taylor, who's a constant listener of the show. What are you guys doing up so early? Hey, listen. So because I'm working today, technically, my shift is always in the morning. I actually, a little bit over an hour from now. So I'm usually, by the way, even on vacation, let's say I'm on a cruise, Vince, I'm a 5 a.m. guy. I wake up at 5 a.m. Everyone's asleep. Say I'm on a cruise ship, everyone's asleep. I get up, I get my coffee, I head out to an empty chair because there's all the chairs available,
Yeah,
and I watch the ocean and the sunrise, the whole 9 yards. And that's how my brain is wired to
that's
wake
your
up
old
early.
bladder. That's your old bladder waking you up every morning.
But yes, I also want to shout out Kenny. Kenny, thanks for watching. Yes, Black Friday is supposed to start at 3 in the morning, not a week early, online only.
Yeah, standing out in lines, outside of Best Buy, with a surge and gummy worms, sour gummy worms or whatever, trying to keep the blood sugar high.
Funny story about Black Friday is that the last time I did it up real, like what I mean by real is finished Thanksgiving, left for Black Friday, and didn't come home till 7 a.m. the next day, was probably 2007. And I remember that because my goal was to get Best Buy had like a crazy deal on a TomTom,
Oh yeah, I remember those.
and I had a truck at the like a 1997 Dodge Ram at the time, and I wanted to get a TomTom navigation system because, of course, like no more printing out. What's the
Quest.
yeah, MapQuest directions everywhere,
Hmm.
and I got it, and I remember I was so excited. And then my other favorite thing to do back in that time was go to Best Buy, not for any of the big sales, but for the deals on the movies.
Yeah, movies.
You could get $5 Blu-rays that are current, back in the day, and it was great.
Yeah, I just have some great memories of that with my kids. My kids when they were younger, they
Mm.
thought it was such a huge deal to go out, be out all night, you know. store hopping, and sometimes we came home with stuff, and sometimes we didn't. It was
Yeah,
just about being out there.
yeah. But back to the game. On the Florida State side, the coaching changes have happened. Now we haven't gotten the new coaches,
Right.
but
Okay, I'm gonna say, wait, I don't. There's some things I
the
don't know about.
firings are now done. Um,
There'll
this
be more.
this past week was something. Um, I'm going to try to keep it mostly positive, but I didn't watch the
We
game
are.
live.
We are gonna make it positive because I have some things to talk about positive about
Yeah.
that game.
I
So
didn't watch the game live, just to be frank, because I was doing one more load back and forth from Tampa of stuff, and I had rented like a U-Haul van, like just the moving van. And so I went and watched the abridged game, the edited game, 45 minutes or whatever.
mm,
What I saw was first quarter atrocious, and then I think the depth and talent differences on the roster, because there is one, became apparent. But my overarching attitude was Luke Kermahawk looked good. Some of the receivers made some good catches, and the offensive line was garbage. That was my overarching takeaway from the game. So, hey, we won. We did not lose to them. It wasn't even close when the final went right. So, yeah, I mean, we can't beggars can't be choosers, right? You have to be happy for a win.
no, there's no reason to not be happy. No one is saying that this was the hallmark win of the season and everything's going to be great from here. But let's face it, our roster has been more talented than almost every team we've played this season, and it
Mhm.
hasn't meant anything. So, but it did mean something on Saturday, and it was nice to see some points be scored for a change. Again, I don't. It doesn't matter to me who it was against because we weren't doing it against air, before that, and just the weather again. I'm going to stick to the positives, Ryan. The weather was great, and homecoming in general was great. I had the best time being in the alumni band and hanging out with people I hadn't seen in a long, long time. It's something to take into this week as the positivity from
Yeah,
last week. And I got a great new hat, Ryan.
nice, very nice. Yeah, the weather looked beautiful on the live shots and everything, and the pictures I saw you taking from the lot and everything like that. So there definitely are positives. The game day experience, you can't beat that with good weather this time of year, especially for the final home game. What would turn out to be this the second home game win of the season and only second win of the season, but a win is a win. We will take it. But heading to Florida, um, can't go completely positive because I do think Florida will win the game. Spoiler alert. I do think it'll be a little closer than we expect because it's a rivalry game, and I don't see Florida being the team that's dominating yet.
Hmm.
They have moments where they still look sloppy and questionable decisions on the play calls and things like that. And our defense can rise up sometimes. And so I expect this game to be very close at halftime. And when I say close, I mean maybe like a 10-3 halftime. And then I expect Florida to pull away like, a lot of teams have this year and maybe be like a 31-14 game.
Hmm.
Respectable score.
Yeah. You're already picking the score, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. I was going to go 34-14, but I think I'm going to give ourselves a couple of field goals in there and go 34-20.
So right around the same. We're both got the same mindset that it will be a respect. We won't get blown off the field. I don't think we will.
No, I don't think so
I don't
either.
think Florida's capable of that yet.
There's enough miscues in their life that it's okay. They'll leave a team it's not normally going to be in the game. Keep them in the game a little bit. So
I do want to shout out also Breeze Frey in the chat.
Breeze
I
Fry.
know, I know. I do it on purpose now because it's an inside thing. So good morning, friend. Good to see you, Breeze. It's a good day to be alive. It's a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Look at Brett Taylor. Brett Taylor's coming out firing. Brett Taylor writes
It's
31-17
the
FSU.
spread. The spread right now, at least on ESPN, is 16.5.
Okay. Hey,
So,
man, I hope so. I hope so.
just talking through that, Ryan, is there a path to winning the game?
No. Um, if there is one, it would have to be, I think, crazy college football stuff like ridiculous fumbles in the end zone for in the red zone for Florida, maybe like a pick six, just because a tip pass happened or something like that. I don't see a pathway for victory for this game. But it's still, my score was 31-14. I still predicted to be competitive and there would be some fun moments. How far is Gainesville from where I am? I wonder. I have no idea. Um, that can't be that far, right? I'm in North Orlando, so
I don't know. It's north to you smell it, I think.
yeah, exactly. I have a lot of. What's funny is my aunt and uncle are professors at UF.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah. But Vince, tell me about it. Do you see a path?
I mean, other than, we did see a couple actual turnovers in this last game.
Hmm.
And, I understand that it was against who it was against, but also some of this stuff is like manifesting, like until you see, until you see yourself catch, catch an interception, you don't, right? Until you actually fall on the fumble, you don't actually think you're ever going to do it.
Yep.
So if there is some momentum in terms of the turnover game, I do think there's some opportunity there. I would say if Florida State gets two turnovers, I think the game is closer late, and then you have some belief. And I don't know. I just don't know if we have enough consistency to pull it out,
Yeah.
right? So we obviously don't. But what I'm saying is, if the game comes down to later in the game and there's a possibility, can they shake cobwebs and not make a critical error?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think from a talent perspective, from talent on the roster and depth on the roster, they could.
Yeah.
They could.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be fun.
Oh man, it would not change anything about this season other than, having that in your back pocket for the rest of your life with your Gator friends about how, they had the heir apparent and
Yep.
they were on a roll with their toughest schedule ever, and Florida State's worst team in 40 years, was able to figure out how to beat them. So that would be the only, and maybe a little momentum going into National Signing Day. I don't
Yeah.
know. Or I'm sorry, early signing day, which is really
Yeah.
the signing day now. But I don't know. I'm not hopeful about it.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking it's going to happen or anything. We'll be there, Ryan. I know you won't, but we'll be there. My daughter's last game, as far as being in the Chiefs is concerned, she's graduating in December.
That's a
So
sad day. The final game.
yeah,
It's weird, right? It went quick.
it's hard to believe, and but what a ride, what a journey.
Yeah. Hey, she saw undefeated to this season, so
Yeah, she saw a lot, man. She saw
climb in the fall.
she saw uh, New Orleans. She saw the Cheez It Bowl. She saw
Ireland.
Ireland. There's a lot
More
of
importantly, she saw the Pop Tart. I mean,
art.
what's the cheese it mascot to? King.
Chester Cheesington. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. What?
I
By
remember
the
him.
way,
Prince
uh,
Prince Chedward.
that's what it was. Prince Chedward, which is an all-time great mascot. But man, Vince, one thing I wanted to kind of finish up the show with is I wanted to give an opportunity for one thing that we are thankful for. It could be in the in FSU sphere. Now, it doesn't have to be about this team. It could be FSU, it could be Tallahassee, whatever.
Yeah.
So I came locked and loaded because over the last few weeks, a phenomenon has happened, Vince. I am thankful for Jameis Winston just being a source of weekly sound bites, entertainments, uh, good feelings. Man, him being in the snow and jingle bells and eating W's, and hey, the horses, the dogs of war or whatever. All his all his quotes, Vince, in the last few weeks with the Browns. I mean, he went from the pariah NFL quarterback, which everyone thought was a problem kid and can't play, to now, even if you think he's not amazing on the field, I would say most NFL fans are like, God bless that man. He's hilarious. He's funny. What a turnaround for the story of the career of Jameis Winston. I have enjoyed every moment of it. It has been great. So that's what I'm thankful for is Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I have to chat a little bit about that because I'm by trade I'm a Steelers fan
Hmm.
in the pro game, and not that I have a lot of energy on a Sunday to watch a lot, but the other night when that game happened, I rarely cheer against the Steelers. I was rooting for the Browns because the pro game needs some like goofiness, right?
Yeah.
It needs some revelry, and it needs some I don't know what's the word, like
Humanity almost.
I guess innocence isn't the right word. Humanity. And Jameis, while not the greatest quarterback that's ever donned a uniform, his personality. Does he know what he's doing in terms of like you know clicks on? He absolutely does.
He turned his who he is up to 11. That's what he
He
did.
can't not know,
Yeah.
but it's also genuine, right? He genuinely has that kind of joy about the smallest things. It's he's been goofy like that his whole time I've known him, and watching all that play out, and then watching there. The only thing you could get from people that don't like Jameis Winston is that yeah, he's not a great quarterback, or he's an interception machine, or if you get some people that are really hell bent on bringing him down, they'll talk about stuff from when he was in college. But other than that, what is there not to like? You're just an angry person.
Yeah. You're an angry elf.
You have like you're the Grinch. Your heart is three sizes too small, right? There's no reason to not like what happened the other night. Unless you're a Steelers fan, and you wanted to win the game. I get that, but
Vince, I laughed so hard when they were at the line and he said, he yelled, "Someone jump off sides, damn!"
right,
As trying to get them to jump off sides, he yelled, "Someone jump off
yeah,
sides."
yeah. So that's the kind of stuff, right? That's the kind of stuff, and that's the kind of stuff. If we were in a pickup game, down at
Yeah.
the ball field,
Yeah.
we would be doing that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
So,
It's hilarious. And just his post games, his when he's doing the pregame huddles with the team and the rhymes he comes up with, and
and the
this,
preaching, it's
yeah,
like he's doing a sermon.
yeah,
It's pretty impressive stuff in terms of like engagement,
and
and
he's winning.
he's doing some winning, right?
Yeah,
He's been the best spark for that team for this season, and how he wasn't higher up on the depth chart, I'll never know. But
hey, kudos to him for how he handled the Deshaun Watson thing because when Deshaun got hurt, he didn't just say, "Yeah, it's next man up." He was like, "Listen, I've been in workouts with that guy. I'm on the field with that guy daily." And for those, and I do agree with him this, those of you that have been wishing that he gets hurt or hoping that something bad happens, he's like, shame, I don't want that. I don't want any of that. That's nonsense. So I appreciated, even if you don't like Deshaun Watson, the man, and some of the things accused of. you could still appreciate someone who does have. Listen, you have to work with people you maybe don't agree with how they handle themselves
Sure.
personally, and you can still get along with them. And if something bad happens to them, you can still worry about them and feel bad that that happened. And I appreciated him defending him not from a talent standpoint or a background standpoint, but from hey, if you are rooting for him something bad to happen so I can get on the field, I don't want you around. I appreciated
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it's just being a human being.
Yeah,
Obviously, Ryan, there's not a lot of that you see in the media about people being human to another person, but anytime you can see it, it's good. It's good to see that. So yeah, so that's definitely something to be thankful for. And I'll just I don't want to make this too like sing songy, emotional, whatever, but it's Florida State specific for me because that's what this show is about. But Ryan, my whole world is shaped by my decision to attend Florida State University.
yeah, really. His wife, kids going
Yeah,
there, yeah, everything.
yeah. The whole trajectory of who I am, where I am, and who I get to surround myself with on a daily basis is a result of a decision I made in 1991. Right. So whether it's I mean obviously the family part of it, but the professors that I engaged with,
Doing
the
the show.
doing this show, and the memories that I built over those years of the people that I've met, not just band wise, but players and coaches, and we've talked about a lot of those stories, but that's why when we talk about going back to Tallahassee, it really is like a going home kind of feeling. And it's just why you can never give up on your team.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of people that are, quick to throw things by the wayside and people by the wayside. It's bigger than that, you know. This university, forget about the football side. This university and all that is bigger than that.
I do want to point out a shout out to Brett Taylor. He says, "Vince, you ain't old. You're a kid." In '91, Brett Taylor was 40.
Yeah, I feel like a kid a lot of the time.
Yes, I can vouch for that because you don't carry yourself as an older man.
you know, I started putting up the Christmas light display 2 weeks ago, Ryan,
Hmm.
because I love this time of year, and I love the joy that it brings people in the neighborhood, and also the fact that I was going to be really busy with all the football games, Prism concert,
Yeah,
graduation of my daughter, company party, all this stuff happens. But yeah, so the little kid in me, I've been listening to Christmas music, Brian, for about 2 weeks already.
yeah. It starts today for me. It's always a cut and dry. Thanksgiving days is when it becomes acceptable.
So the positivity and the thanks part of all that is just because things can go a different way, Ryan. You could
Yeah,
have chosen to go somewhere else, and I know your life just takes on the track that of the decisions you make.
yeah.
But this was kind of meant to be.
I
But
mean, same for me. I mean, me and Kristen met while we were both at Florida State.
that's right.
My dad went to Florida State. You know,
Right. Other than that, I would say, you know, everybody's healthy. Let's just go simple. Let's just go simple.
and enjoy some food today.
The family's healthy. We're going to enjoy being together today. I'm not going to let anything, negativity from because you can find it if you look for it. Bring me down. bring me down today, or mostly any day, to be honest with you. No, we're not going to have any social media beefs or anything like that. So
You're not going to call out another Florida State podcaster and talk very personally about them.
I don't, I know our friend over there is Chris is kind of going through it with someone, and
Yeah,
it's not worth it. And I know you eventually you just can't keep taking it, but I don't know. We've never been clout chasers, Ryan.
no,
So, but there are people that are out there that are like that, and they will do anything they can to kind of bring you down.
yep,
Because we started this with never claiming to be that,
yeah,
it kind of keeps us free and clear. We don't have to play in that realm. But I feel bad for Chris, man. He's going through it right now.
yeah. Clear eyes, full heart, can't lose, right?
Can't lose. That's correct. So this weekend, Ryan, let's talk about this weekend real quick before
Yep.
we wrap this up because I know it's going to be shorter. I am going over. You are not. You will not be at the game this weekend. I'm trying to get a pass in Lot 7, which is next to Chiefs Field.
Remind me, Vince, what time is the game? Because the people out there want to know if you're going to go live.
The game is either at 7 or 7:30. I'm
Yeah,
not.
it's late. So let's. Um, I'm doing final cleaning and handing in the keys that day for my old place, but that's in the morning. So I'll be available if you want to do a live any kind of live pregame, maybe a few 2 3 hours before. I'll be here.
Yeah, I mean, we should do it. We claim that we're going to do it, so we should do it.
Yeah,
And then I will also stream Skull Session as much as I can from Chiefs Field there too. And then as crappy as this season has been, Ryan, it's the last game, and I don't want to wish it away. So because then we have to wait a really long time for the next season. So
it's going to be a long off season too. Just because when you are bad, the off season you want so bad to be even better that it's going to be an interminable off season. It's going to be like, oh my god. And then we start up with Alabama.
yeah,
What is fun though is Alabama game. Even if you are worried about that game, guys, the stadium will be done, which is
stadium will be done. Um, there's going to be some excitement that builds in the offseason.
there's going to be some off season others other than coaches too. There we keep forgetting like conference alignment isn't still. It's going to happen this offseason. Some big stuff is going to happen in the offseason because the court case is going to wrap up at some point.
Yeah, man, who knows? We haven't had our man Doug on in a while, and I'm sure he's happy about that. I think we ran him ragged there for months on end, but at some point, yeah, there's going to be something that comes out about that's a little more meaty, and we'll have to have him back on. And poor Parker, who we typically would like to have on a lot from a stats and statistics and analytics standpoint, there hasn't been a lot to really talk about that to talk about that. So
Yeah,
it's been an interesting season.
definitely not what we expected.
No, but you know what I am expecting? I'm expecting some delicious food today,
Hmm.
and I'm expecting you know fun time with family, and hopefully those of you that are out there watch. Believe it or not, there are almost 25 people watching live right now. Which God bless you at
Yeah,
Thursday morning and 7 a.m. hour. Good for you. Oh, Ryan, I think I am gonna do a recording of the Christmas light show, and I will post it on our channel.
nice, perfect.
I'm pretty stoked about that too. So
It looked pretty sweet. I'm jealous. I showed Kirsten; she was very impressed. Well, guys, it's Thanksgiving Day. It's time to enjoy food, friends, family, all that fun stuff. So, guys, I do want to thank you all because I expected we would do the show, Vince.
you and I screaming into the void.
Yeah, screaming into the void, just because people have other stuff going on right now, and with the holiday. But you guys showed up for us. So I do appreciate each and every one of you for showing up for Garnet and Old. We will be back on our normally scheduled time next week, 7 o'clock p.m. Uh, just like normal, and then we'll do a pregame show this weekend, a few hours before kickoff for the Florida game. And if I'm feeling, hey, if a win happens, I might be hopping on a live that night. We'll see.
Oh my goodness, if that happens,
Yeah.
it's it's worthy of some crazy debauchery.
Yes. Well, Vince, I hope you have a fun time exploring the property at Disney. Tell your family I said hello and happy Thanksgiving. And hey, let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
Garnet
Send
and Old,
Chiefs,
no inside info, no contacts, no problem. And
send Chiefs all the damn time. Go Knowles.
go Knowles.